What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T. Tonight I'll be doing my reaction to the NXT UK highlights for the 18th of November 2021. Thought I'd do a little something different. I may try and include post a video with the top, with the UK highlights. I've done this before and it's always been blocked. So if it is, you'll just see a picture where the video should be. And so we're gonna go with that. See which version gets put up there. So for those of you who stopped by and check out my video, I thank you very much. Appreciate it. And join me as we take a look at the highlights of NXT UK for the 18th of November 2021. All right. I don't understand or get this guy Sam Gradwell, right? Challenging a kid, running his lips, running his old suck there, and he always loses. Why bother? You know, he always does. He can't keep claiming that he was there when Trent Seven was there too. You know, one of the grandfathers of NXT UK when he doesn't win that much. You know, hard hitting. But it seems like they were doing the same thing, him and A-Kid, every time. The same type of moves, elbows, the same time, drop kicks, clotheslines, all this stuff. It was the same thing. But did they run out of moves or, that was a good STO. Stacks them up. Still gets, Still no pin. And then this one, Alia James taking on Nina Samuels finally. And I like Alia James, and hopped over the top rope and did a Hurricane Rana on Nina Samuels. Now that's really impressive. I love that. Nina Samuels did pretty good, decent job, but she got a little bit too, all about her, trying to insult and trying to make fun of Alia James. She was laughing. She was, she even did a thing where Alia James was on her stomach and she took her leg and pulled her foot over and made her own foot, Alia James touched the back of Alia James' head. And I guess Alia James is that flexible. She probably told her backstage, you know what, we do our match, do that. That's going to really make people go, ooh, something like that. So, because, man, that was like, I don't think even in my younger days when I was, all flexible and everything, springy and spry and all that stuff, I couldn't do that. Now, damn, see, she's just ragdolling her, backbreakers and all that stuff. Okay, the cockroach versus the Bruiser Brody's long lost son, or not long lost son. Who's that? Who's that guy? The Viking? Who's that guy? The one that always would go oof, oof. I think he would always do that. He's one of those guys. The Berserker, I think. Yeah, the Berserker. So I say that's a Berserker son. I like Saxon Huxley, man, but I had a feeling he wasn't going to win because it just seems like Saxon Huxley, I guess, is one of those guys who's the one who puts people over, and he's like the jobber. He's the one that will work with other people and make them look good. Stupid ass not commentators, but the people in the crowd. Like, it's funny because like stupid chants, it started already like with the what do you call it, the Gradwell match, Gradwell A-Kid match, and then it started off the ring of the bell. They already started in with the chants. Gallus. I honestly thought that it was going to be Joe Coffey turning on his boys and joining Teoman and Rohan Raja, but it was quite a surprise, at the end, who ended up joining forces with Teoman and his family, I guess. The newest member of his family. It's a pendulum DDT. Is that what you call that? Someone's holding you like this, like a wheelbarrow, and then someone grabs your head and drives it into the mat. It was a pretty physical match. I liked it. That was good. Ryan Raja and Teoman are okay. I actually do like what they do in the ring. You know, it's just that you got to get this whole thing with the family, their family thing. You got to get that thing going, man. Like, add somebody, and it looks like they did finally. Waiting for that moment when a certain somebody joins the family. Could have easily beat him right there. Mark Coffey to thing. Oh, that it? Okay. Well, the person that joined them and actually came out, Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey. He ended up taking out the Coffee Brothers, and this leaves Wolfgang, easy pickings for Raja and Teoman, and they put him away, win the match, and then Charlie Dempsey gets in there, and they start beating on all Gallus members. Joe Coffey went in there, tried to do something for his boys. He wasn't able to. They knocked him down as well. And when I look at Charlie Dempsey, he looks like his father, William Regal. For some reason, he didn't look like him when he came out previously, but now I guess now that he's a heel, I think he's making the faces that his dad would, and you kind of definitely see the resemblance now. I guess being a heel brings out his inner William Regal in him. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was really a good episode of NXT UK. I'm surprised they didn't show that in the highlights because that definitely was a highlight. Charlie Dempsey becoming apparently a heel. I see pictures on websites and all that stuff of the three of them together backstage. Looks like a backstage interview, and that really was a good way to end NXT UK. And I'm looking forward to it. There actually is going to be a match between Mark Andrews and Jordan Devlin. That's going to be that was last week we saw a little bit of the tension, and then now next week it's going to be a match between the two of them set up by the GM as Johnny Saint. We saw Isaiah Brookside being a little bit full of herself, thinking that she doesn't need to train with others. A trainer came up to her and she says, I got my own trainers. I'm thinking, oh, okay, Miss Thang, Miss, you know what I mean? And in 2 weeks, a lot of us are waiting for that, anticipating the next NXT UK championship match. And in 2 weeks, we're going to see Ilya Dragunov defend his title against Rampage Brown. And Rampage Brown pretty much just kind of disrespected Ilya Dragunov. He even brought that up in a backstage interview, and he said that you disrespected me, and that he's definitely going to take it to Rampage Brown and to see if Rampage Brown can take the title, because I know that he, if I'm not mistaken, he challenged Walter when Walter was champion and he wasn't able to wrestle the championship away from him. So let's see what happens as the Tsar, that being Ilya Dragunov, defends his title in 2 weeks. Let's talk a little bit about the crowd. I gotta say, man, the dismal attempts of getting chants going. You hear a couple of guys there, and then there isn't enough people to keep it going. Like, here to go, let's go, whoever the person is, right? And then then nothing, then nothing. You hear them, all kinds of chants are trying, and this is like there's hardly anybody there, folks. So I don't know why you're trying to get a chant going, and if nobody else is going to, because in big crowds, you can afford to have maybe 1,000 of them not give in and want to do the chant, but then the other people will want to do it. There, you got what, about 50, 100 people there? If you're trying to start a chant and none of those 99.9 whatever how many other people are there, they're not going to join in. So I don't understand that. I don't get that. And another thing I don't get, and I'm going to include it on this video, is my opinion on recent, more, what do you call it? Releases. 5 more releases from WWE. Hit Row members react to WWE releases. This is a courtesy of Kelly Howlott. This came out the 18th of November, a couple days ago. And this is courtesy of Wrestle Inc. And I'm going to read it. Hit Row members Top Dollar, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and Ashante the Adonis have taken to social media to react to releasing them. As noted on Thursday night, they were released alongside John Morrison, Tegan Knox, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, and Jackson Riker. Hit Row had made their main roster debut this past October along with B-Fab, who was released with the 18. Now, Ashante the Adonis took to Twitter to thank WWE. He was very, he realized that he had a great opportunity there, and he basically much said, thank you for the opportunity. Top Dollar noted that he will see everyone in 90 days. He also announced that his third album will be released on December 3rd. I guess he is a rapper in real life, I guess. And he's all right. He's pretty good. I think he's the one that raps their theme song or their entrance theme, I believe. I'm not sure. He tweeted, see y'all in 90 days. Hashtag budget cuts. We made something special, and now we get to, again, hashtag the crew at Swerve Confident at the Adonis WWE and the Vibe Bree. My third album drops December 3, on all streaming platforms. Before that, Top Dollar noted that his canned food drive will still be happening this weekend. He wrote, my canned food drive is still this weekend, and we doing good for our community. No sad faces, all love. That's cool to know how much he is part of his community. That's really, really good to see. Isaiah Swerve Scott simply reacted with a smiling face and horns emoji. So these guys really took it very, very well. You know what I mean? And they could be angry, they could be mad, but they look at the opportunity as, I think that what little they did on the main roster, and especially with all that they put in on the at NXT, I think that there's going to be people out there that are going to look at those 3, and hopefully they stay together. Hopefully they hook up again with B-Fab, and then they all, attack a promotion. Wherever place they go to, they're going to attack, and really going to let everybody know who they are and that they've arrived. It won't be Hit Row, I'm sure, but I don't know. Maybe they've retained a name. I don't know. But they'll definitely come up with something good, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to continue. It says earlier this month, WWE released Hit Row member B-Fab, Brianna Brandy. She was released along with 17 other WWE superstars. Below are their tweets. Shanti Diodana said, thank you, WWE. AJ Francis, a.k.a. Fran Sense. He says like a scent thing on it. I guess that's who Top Dollar is. It says, my canned food drive is still this weekend. Okay, yeah, I read that earlier. And so pretty much it's everything that they just wrote, that I kind of mentioned. Who am I disappointed in? The fact that they got released is Hit Row, along with B-Fab. She was one of the ones I wish hadn't gotten. I get it, people. She's green. I get that, but she actually had, she actually was good to look at. She actually gave their crew a face, kind of thing, where she was part of the look of the thing, and she was the one that was. She just had it going on when it came to, adding something to their crew. Now, John Morrison, they could have used him. They could have got him away from the Miz and pushed him as a singles competitor. They didn't. He was on main event. He was backstage doing his mantra, doing his home with his hands like this, home. I don't understand. Tegan Knox, she's been having I don't know what's happened with her. It's like she was constantly, she's being injured. She was being injured quite a bit. And when she comes back, they gave her a damn good push. And then I guess this time they just figured they're going to cut their losses and let her go. She was good with Shotzi, tag team. They should have at least given them a shot at the tag team titles. They never did. 2 times that they beat the tag team champions, who were then Nia Jax, someone who was released, and Shayna Baszler, right? And then they ended up, not giving them the title shots. Even the Shotzi even said it when she was interviewed backstage. How is it that I'm here and then missed opportunities, not getting title shots when we earned them and all that, and it was true. Now Drake Maverick, he was floating around. He had a great kind of like a what do you call that story that that underdog story where he had to fight to get signed to NXT and he did. Everybody loved that. He's gone. Shane Thorne, and he's somebody who he was on thing. He was Slapjack, Slap Nuts, Slap whatever you want to call his name on Retribution. He's gone. Jackson Riker. Only reason why I have a kind of like a soft spot for him in my heart because he's a fellow Marine. He served as I did, and it's kind of sad to see him go. A lot of people are giving him a hard time on social media. Things he says because he's very religious and other things, and I'm just thinking, why? There really wasn't anything that I saw that kind of warrants him having all that hate. If you don't agree with what he says, fine. But y'all might as well wish him death or wish him something because it's almost like some of you have that venom in you in your tweets. But he's like a religious person and he doesn't even acknowledge them. And good for him. You shouldn't. Jackson Riker shouldn't. Maybe he'll go back to Impact and be Gunner. Be Gunner and maybe bring over Wesley Blake and Steve. God, what's the other guy's name? But he was a Marine too. But we'll see. But it's a sad day, man. And I'm telling you, someone made a joke that the only people that are going to be left in WWE are Roman Reigns. They might ask for Undertaker back and Steve Austin and all this other people that is just like and yeah, in my mind I'm thinking maybe it's something that's from far left field coming out for me to come up with this, but maybe WWE is doing this on purpose. Then they could crowd, and really really just fill all these other promotions with so many talents that they end up having to like pretty much dig into their into their budget, and maybe they're gonna almost be out of business because they have to pay so many people, and WWE is culling it down and cutting it to a certain point where they'll be able to afford to pay them and keep money for themselves. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird how WWE is doing this. And people are saying about how it's Triple H's. A lot of them are Triple H's people that he worked with. Look at all the people that are here, except for John Morrison, but Tegan Knox, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, Jackson Riker, Hit Row. Those are people that he helped develop in NXT. And I'm sick and tired of people. We're talking about Triple H's brainchild, his baby, NXT. And then people want to go, well, it's karma because he what did he do? They say that he what do you call it? He ended up he was like burying people and not pushing people and not wanting people to die. We're not talking about that. Yeah, he's gonna pay for that. Karma's gonna come around and bite him in his ass. Maybe this is what it is, but we're talking about what he did for NXT. Forget about what he did before. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what he did for NXT and how it's seemingly being taken away from him. Now, maybe that is a way that karma is working against him. That maybe he's ending up biting him in the ass now, where it's now his things that he built and his things that he thought of and came up with and created and all that stuff. NXT now it's getting taken away from him. We could only hope that that'll happen to Vince McMahon and then WWE will get taken from him. And then maybe someone will. I mean, I've heard that Triple H and Stephanie don't even want to continue with WWE. Once they get it, Vince McMahon gives it to them. They're just going to sell. They're just going to sell it. People saying that Triple H should open up his own promotion, maybe even work with AEW. He opens up his own promotion. Maybe NXT. Maybe he takes NXT and says, "Hey, I want this. I want to own it." And he goes somewhere else and has NXT, and then all these people that got fired go over there. That could happen. But yeah, sad day again continues in WWE with the releases. But anyway, this is my video where I reacted to the highlights of NXT 2.0. I enjoyed the show, and I honestly am thankful that they're not a part of the cuts. I don't know, the 18 cuts, were there people from NXT UK? I'm not sure, but this one definitely there was not one person from there. You know, I mean, Drake Maverick could easily be there because he's British, he's from the UK. But well, even Shane Thorne. Well, Shane Thorne is like from Europe. I mean, you could consider him from there. He would be there as well, but they never were there. Not that I could remember, but I'm talking about now if they are on that brand, and they're not. None of these people were. I don't think anybody from the 18 previous that were released were from NXT UK. So maybe NXT UK is good that they're under the radar because Vince McMahon probably doesn't even know they exist. Because if he knew, he would start releasing them as well. Because that's part of Triple H's brainchild as well. Part of his NXT. It's an extension of NXT. But let's see who else is going to get released. I wonder if anybody has those those thing where there's betting pools and stuff like that. Who's going to get released next? Start getting those going, guys, and guess who's going to be going next? I got a few in my head now, and I'm scared for them because they're people that I really, really enjoy, and I feel like WWE is going to target them. So we'll see. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.